Hello viewer, welcome to UN College Digital Class. In today's class, I am going to discuss about one very simple sorting approach in design and analysis of algorithm subject. Okay, in the previous session already I have discussed about so many different types of sorting approach. In this class, I am going to discuss about selection sort, which is a very simple approach. Let's start. Selection sort. It is a very simple sorting algorithm. In this sorting algorithm, the list is divided into two parts. The sorted part is at the left end and the unsorted part is at the right end. It is assumed. Okay. Initially, the sorted part is empty. Obviously, whenever you got any list which is required to be sorted, it means that the part which we assume that it is a sorted part, that must be empty initially, and the unsorted part is at the entire list. Okay, in every iteration of selection sort, the minimum element, actually here we are considering that the sorting is conducted on the basis of ascending order. Okay, from the unsorted subarray is picked and moved to the sorted subarray. It means that at each iteration we are taking the minimum value and we are putting into the sorted part, because we know that the list is divided into two parts. So it is called a selection sort. Why? Because it repeatedly selects the next smallest element and swaps it into the right place. Okay, that's why it is called a selection sort. Now we are going to discuss about the pseudocode. The first step is set min to location 0. Here we are taking one min value, min index. Okay, and we assume that initially it represents location 0, step 1. Then in the step 2 we search the minimum element in the list. Here we will check each element from the starting location till the end. We will get the most smallest value in the step 2. Then in the step 3, swap the value at the location min. It means that we are taking the smallest value and we are putting the smallest value at location 0 at the first step or first iteration. Then increment min to the point to the next element. It means that we are increasing to the next element. It means that whenever we have completed the process of finding the smallest element and we are placing the smallest element at the leftmost location, then we will go to the second location, and for that reason step 4 is used. Then repeat all the steps until list is sorted. This is the pseudocode or the approaches in which selection sort works. Now I am going to discuss about algorithm of selection sort. We know that there are number of different approaches of writing the algorithm. Algorithm is nothing, it is only the way to represent the logic. Here I have used for loop, nested for loop in fact, okay, to represent the logic. Let's start. In the first for loop, the for loop is continuing from I equal to 0, I less than n minus 1, I plus plus. It means that here this in the outer for loop we are continuing from n minus or n number of times, because I is started with 0 value. Then index equal to I. Here I have used one index variable, and at the first time, at the first iteration, the index is representing 0. Okay, and it is the inner for loop. The inner for loop will be continued for j equal to I plus 1, j less than n, j plus plus. It means that at each iteration the inner for loop will be continued from ith location to n value, up to the n value or n minus 1 location. And inside the inner for loop I am trying to find out the index or the location number of the element which is smaller than the element which is placed in the first location. Okay, and whenever I am getting any particular location which is having the smaller value in comparison to the first location, I am just trying to get it index or location number. Then in the outer for loop, it is only the inner for loop. Inside the inner for loop we are using only the if condition. In the outer for loop we are just swapping. Which swapping? Actually we are swapping the minimum value or the smallest value with the index location. Okay, This is all about our algorithm. It is very simple one. It is very simple, just like the comparison set where we are doing the sorting by using the nested for loop. Inside the inner for loop, we are comparing, we are swapping, we are performing the operation. Only the difference here is that in case of in this logic, we are just performing swapping in the outer for loop, not inside the inner for loop. Okay. Now I am taking one example so that you will be very clear how the sorting algorithm of selection sort is working. Let's start. Now in this example I have used only 5 values so that it is easy for me to explain. Okay, the 5 values are 20, 12, 10, 15, 2. Here what I am doing at the first step, I am taking 20. Okay, and I am representing, I am taking the using the first location, and I am checking all other location to find out the smallest value. At the first place I am getting 12 as the smallest value, smaller value in comparison to 20. Then actually it is all about in the first iteration, okay, of outer for loop. Then next then again I will check if is there any other smaller value. Then at the next step I am getting 10 is the smaller value. Then next step 15 not smaller value. Then next step 2 smaller value. It means that 2 is the smallest value which I have got in this loop. Okay, and whenever I am getting 2 is the smallest value, then I will perform swap according to the logic. Swap with which one? The first location. It means that the 20 and 2 will be swapped at the first iteration. Then we will discuss about the second iteration. Okay, when we got the first smallest value or the most smallest value in the list, the first location, in the first location we will place the smallest value. Now we will move to the next location. Which one? Here the next location is 12. Okay, we will take 12 and we will try to find out the next smallest value. Then we will compare with 10. Yes, 10 is the smallest value. Next we will compare with 15, not smallest value. It means that till now 10 is the smallest value. Next we will compare with 20, no smaller value. It means that 10 is the smallest value. Now we will just swap 12 with 10. Here we got our two lists, one is sorted and another one is unsorted. The 2, 10 are in the sorted list and 12, 15, 20 are in the unsorted list. Actually 12, 15, 20 are in the sorted list. Okay, but when the system is doing the operation, when the selection sort algorithm will do, it will perform checking. Now it will perform checking till the end. Okay, now in the next iteration what happens, so you will take the next element. Now we have got 2 and 10 at its proper position. Then we will take 12. Now we will check 12 with 15. It is not required to check 12 with 2 and 10 again, because we know that 2 and 10 are the first one is the smallest value, then the second one is the second smallest value, so it is not necessary. Now we will check 12 with the next location which contains 15, so it is not smaller. Now we will check with 20, it is also not smaller. Now it means that 12 is in its proper place. So here it is no more swapping is required. Now we will go to the next iteration. Because why so many iteration? Because it consists of 5 location. That's why we are continuing iterative for 4 times. We know that n-1 iteration is required here. Now we will take 15 and we will check with the next memory location of unsorted list which contains only 20, and we got that. Now 15 is its proper place, and 20, for 20 there is no more elements to be compared. It means that here we got our final list which is 2, 10, 12, 15 and 20. I hope you have got some basic idea how the selection sort is working. Now I am taking another example to explain selection set. In this example, the list consists of 6, 2, 11, 7 and 5, and at the first step I am taking 6 and I am comparing with all the elements of the list, all the other elements of the list. Which were the other elements? 2, 11, 7 and 5, and we got that 2 is the smallest value, so we will swap 2 with 6, and in this way now the list is divided into two parts. One is sorted sub list or sorted sub array, and the next one is unsorted sub array. In the sorted sub array we got 2, and in the unsorted sub array we got 6, 11, 7 and 5. And in this step what we will do, we will take 6 and to find out the next smallest element with all other by comparing with all other element, and we got that 5 is the next smallest element. So here what we will do, we will swap 6 with 5. Okay, and in this way now the list is again divided into two parts. Okay, and the sorted subarray consists of 2 and 5, and the unsorted subarray consists of 11, 7 and 6. Now what we will do, we will take 11 and we will compare to find out the next smallest value, and we will compare 11 with 7, then 6, and we got that 6 is the next smallest element. So we will swap 6 with 11, and here we got the sorted subarray consists of 2, 5, 6, and the unsorted subarray consists of 7 and 11. Now we will take 7 and we will compare with other element. Which other element? Here only 11 is left, and we got that 7 is it in proper place, so there is no more swapping is required. Now in the next step we will take 11 and we got that it is also in proper place. No more swapping is required, no more comparison is also required, and here loop will be terminated as here I becomes 4. In this way we got our final output, which is 2, 5, 6, 7 and 11. I hope you got some clear basic idea on selection sort. Still, if you have any doubt, then please write to me in the comment box. Now, I am going to discuss one very important concept, that is time complexity, which is related to any algorithm. We know that each algorithm is measured, the efficiency algorithm is calculated on the basis of complexity, that is time complexity and space complexity. Okay, time complexity represents how much time one algorithm requires in best case, worst case and average case. Let's discuss time complexity in related to selection sort. The time complexity, first of all we will discuss about the worst case complexity. We know that what is the meaning of worst case complexity. If we want to sort in ascending order and the array is in totally descending order, then worst case occur, and selection sort takes order of n square. Then we will discuss about best case complexity. Here is also order of n square. It occurs when the array is already sorted. Best case. And what is the meaning of average case complexity? Average case complexity occurs when the element of the array in jumbled order. It means that neither in ascending nor in descending. It also takes order of n square. The time complexity of selection sort is same all in cases. Why? It is very interesting. Okay, because at every step we have to find the minimum element and put it in the right place. The minimum element is not known until the end of the array is not reached. That's why in every cases, that may be best case, that may be worst case, that may be average case, we have to cover all the elements repeatedly starting from the first location till the end. Okay, now I have represented here one in tabular format the number of comparison and cycle according to the basis of cycle. It means that in case of first iteration, okay, we have to compare for n minus 1 time. Then for the second, in the second iteration, n minus 2 time. It means that for the second location, it is easier to understand. For the first location, we are comparing for n minus 1 time. For the second location value, we are comparing for n minus 2 times. For the third location value, we are comparing for n minus 3 times. In this way, for each location we will compare, and the last one, we will compare only for once. Okay. Now we will discuss application of selection set. Okay, selection set is very popularly or very effectively applicable in that case when there is a small list. Okay, it is very effective one, but for the bigger list it is not so much effective. And the second application is that the cost of writing to a memory matters. It means that actually selection set perform all the sorting operation in the original place. Okay, and for the programmer, when memory matters, at that time it is better to choose selection set. Now here I have represented one analysis in between selection set, insertion set and bubble set. Actually I want to explain that how they are similar. Okay, selection, insertion and bubble set are easily understandable. Actually those are very simple, that's why, and also similar to each other, but they are less efficient. Actually all those are efficient for small list. For bigger list all these are not efficient. They are less efficient in comparison to merge set or quick set. Actually why these are less efficient, now we will discuss. Selection set repeatedly pick the smallest element to append to the result. Insertion set repeatedly add new element to the sorted result, and bubble set repeatedly compare neighbor pairs and swap if necessary. Okay. Actually what happens in quick sort and merge sort, recursion is used, divide and conquer approach is used, and we know that if any approach is based on recursion, then it is much more faster. But the disadvantage of recursion is that not exactly disadvantage, it is one drawback or limitation, we may say that actually it requires much more memory in comparison to general approach. Okay, but for the programmer, when time matters, they prefer to use recursion, and it can handle larger list, and it can effectively sort the larger list in a very fast way. Okay, in comparison to selection, insertion and bubble. Actually what happens in selection set, it repeatedly compare and swap if necessary. The same thing is happening in insertion and bubble set, but the approaches they are doing, that is little bit different. All are using iterative approach, loop approach, all are performing swapping, etc. In this way those are effective for smaller list, but for bigger list merge set and quick set are more effective one. I hope in today's session I have discussed clearly on the concept of selection set, what is the pseudocode, what is the algorithm of selection set. Already I have discussed two different examples by implementing selection set, by using selection set, and also I have analyzed the time complexity, and also I have represented some differences in between and similarities in between selection, insertion and bubble set, how those are effective in which cases, and why those are not so much effective in comparison to merge and quick set. Still if you have any doubt, then please write to me in the comment box so that I can clear your doubt. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great time.